o CEO da Twilio, o Khozema Shipchandler. Vamos recebê-lo. Welcome, Khozema. O palco é todo seu.
Welcome. It's great to have you here. We are so thrilled to have all of you with us here in São Paulo. This is actually our second Signal here in Latin America. And the last time that we were here, what we did is we talked about all the possibilities of customer engagement. And today, what we're going to talk about is that crucial ingredient, personalization at scale. Now, we love being here. We love meeting with all of you, and we love hearing about what's top of mind for all of you. And honestly, this region has been so important to us. It's been growing extraordinarily fast. And companies here have truly been leading the world in terms of the kinds of technology that you've been adopting and that you've been using with your customers. And what we're going to do is we're going to help you bring even more of that technology to bear to help you continue to grow your businesses at even faster rates than before. Now, what I'd like to do is I'd like to start with actually a question. And what I need all of you to do for a second is just like put your consumer hats on for a second, okay? Now, just think about it for a second. How many of you have had an amazing consumer experience with a brand that you use that you recently told your friends about? Like a consumer experience that kind of made you feel like you were seen, you were heard, you were actually kind of surprised by it because of how well taken care of you were as a result of the experience. Just like, how many of you can remember an experience like that? Just quick show of hands, how many people here have received an experience like that recently? Yeah, not too many, right? Like I think I saw 5 or 10 hands go up. And here's the thing, you're not alone. You know, the thing is, only 15% of consumers feel like that they're actually getting the kinds of experiences like what I just described. But on the other hand, 46% of businesses believe that they're delivering that kind of experience to their consumers. That is a huge gap. Now, I talk to a lot of companies. And of course, the kinds of experiences that I just described a moment ago, that's what they want. I mean, they want to be delivering on this. But the fact of the matter is, it's hard. And companies, they actually do have the data. We all have the data. As a matter of fact, we have a lot of data. But the problem is, it lives in different systems, and it sits with different teams, and it's kind of hard to get to because it lives all over the place. And that makes it really hard for you to get a complete picture of the individual that you're actually trying to interact with day to day, doesn't it? I mean, that literally is like the best kind of personalization experience that we get. It's pretty weak, right? Now, what we all want is experiences in which we feel seen and heard. And I know in talking to so many of you that what you want is delighted and engaged consumers. You know, you want to create the kinds of experiences for your consumers that differentiates your business, that generates additional revenue and lowers cost. You know, there's one Twilio customer, which is a great example. They're a leading global financial services company, and they've actually seen 200% growth in customer engagement as a result of work like this, resulting in a projected $56 million in revenue. And we can help you achieve the kind of personalization at scale that I'm talking about right now. Now, I want to walk you through a couple different examples of what it is exactly that I mean by this. So in this example, you know, what kind of happens today is that when I get to my hotel in Sao Paulo, they actually try to make it pretty easy for me, right? They electronically check me into my hotel. They make it kind of easy to be able to upgrade my room. Like, those are pretty convenient things, right? But here's the thing. This particular hotel brand is one that I actually stay with quite a lot. And I try to stay with them as much as possible. But the problem for me is that as much as I stay there and as much data as they have about me, they don't use any of it. Now imagine what would happen if they actually started to use some of that data. Imagine if actually what happened is that upon checking into my hotel room, shortly thereafter, they sent me an oat milk flat white waiting for me because they knew that was my favorite coffee drink. Or, in addition to that, what if I got a message that said, click to confirm your delivery of breakfast tomorrow morning, in my case, granola and mixed berries, and they were going to send it to my room at 7:15. That would be awesome, because that is exactly the time at which I like to have breakfast, and they know that. They have that data. And that's not all. Imagine if on top of all of that, additionally, I got a call from the concierge arranging for a taxi the next morning so that I would get to my meeting on time. If we could do all of that, then I would have a truly personalized experience. Let's consider another example. So in this one, I'm at the airport, and I'm trying to get through the security line. And when I'm there, I get a message from a number that I don't recognize. Now, probably like most of you, anytime that you get a message from a number that you don't recognize, you ignore it, right? That's pretty common experience, both whether it's a text message or a phone call. Now, in this case, it turns out that I missed out on what could have otherwise have been pretty important information, pretty useful. Because what was in that message was my gate number and a coupon for 20% off at the nearest coffee place. But I missed all of that information because that number and that message looked like all of the other marketing spam that you and I receive all the time. So now, what if instead that message was branded and it said San Francisco International Airport, which is where I originated from? Not only would I have read it, but it would have pointed me to the exact place in the terminal that I needed to be, and it would have optimized my time before I boarded my flight. Now that's travel, okay? Like that's like one kind of an experience, but what about something that's like a lot less fun? A fraud alert. Now this example actually happened to me recently. So I got a credit card fraud alert, and I knew that I had to do something about it right away. So I called the number that they gave me. But you know how this thing goes. Like after listening to a super long list of menu options, I then had to wait 20 minutes to actually get connected to a person. After I finally got connected to a person, it turns out she couldn't even help me. So then she transferred me to the next person. Turns out he couldn't help me. And then to top it all off, in every one of those interactions, I had to repeat the same information over and over and over again. Like that does sound pretty familiar, right? That happens to all of us. So now, what if alternatively this happened? Using my phone number, when I called, they immediately recognized me. And since they're the ones who sent me a text message in the first place, using that information, they actually knew why it was I was calling in the first place. They could predict that. And even more impressively, they used an AI agent to interact with me. The bank is able to take my information and send me a new credit card. And because in this example, I'm actually traveling, they send that credit card to my next location, and through text confirmation, they can ensure that I receive it tomorrow. Now, that simulation takes what would have otherwise have been a super stressful experience And it makes it pretty useful to solve, pretty easy. And the thing about that is that all of that is possible today. And more interestingly, what if I take that experience and now I magnify it across the thousands of consumers that are experiencing those same kinds of interactions all at the same time? That would truly be personalization at scale. And the thing is, when that happens at scale across all of your consumers, it means that your businesses are growing at accelerated rates. And it means that you have delighted consumers. And that's always what we've meant when we've talked as a company about customer engagement. Personalization at scale. Now, in the audience today, we have a wide variety of customers across a vast number of industries, and many of you are ready for this right now. As a matter of fact, in Brazil, we know that 90% of you say you have access to the data that will enable personalization. So let's go. Look, the fact of the matter is that we see so much opportunity. And what's exciting for us as a company, as your partner, we have all of the pieces and capabilities to help you and your consumers build value now and for a long time to come into the future. And as your partner, we will relentlessly innovate on your behalf so you can focus on growing your businesses and saving money so that you can reinvest back into your companies. Now, what we offer, what Twilio offers, is one holistic platform that allows you to make those interactions smarter, provides context at your team's fingertips, and allows you to deliver personalized experiences any way and anywhere. In fact, it's that unique combination of communications and contextual data that allows us to truly fulfill the promise of AI in customer engagement that we've all been anticipating. Again, personalization at scale. And we're the only company who can make this a reality for you right now. So now, to show us how we're going to be delivering on all of this, what I'd like to do is welcome my colleague, our SVP of Product, Catherine Murphy, to the stage. Welcome, Catherine.
Thank you, Khozema, and boa tarde a todos. I lead product here at Twilio, and I spend a lot of time with customers like you. In fact, it is my absolute pleasure to be talking with so many of you in the breaks and at meals. And I spend most of my conversations trying to understand how to deliver personalization at scale. Ko really described the vision here, like what the experiences are that we all want. But for the next several minutes, I'm going to show you how to deliver these experiences as a business. And it's all about making those interactions smarter so that consumers are pleased and engaged. But let's kind of go back through Ko's examples and really dive into this. So let's go back to the hotel. A lot of you are staying at a hotel as part of this event. And hotel brands, they send you a lot of emails, they send you messages, they thank you for your stay. But they also have an opportunity to continue the interaction, even after you check out, in a way that's personal to each of you. And if I was the marketer at this hotel, I would want to send each of you a completely tailored offer. But that's not so easy to do because many companies have a small marketing team. It's time-consuming. It often requires engineering resources to go get all that data, or at least that's how it's been. So I'm excited to share with you the unified profile, because this changes everything. This is a profile tied to each consumer and their history, and it pulls in real-time events from web, mobile, social, and calculates preferences based on behavior. It even pulls in the details about how each individual interacts on the channel. Do they even read email? Do they respond to text? Do they use WhatsApp? We think of this unified profile as the heartbeat of personalization. And it is a super powerful data set. But it's not the only place for data. So many businesses have been investing in data warehouses, and we are super excited about tapping into that data and combining it with the unified profile. We're really excited about new capabilities with our partners, Snowflake and Databricks, two leading data warehouse providers. So what's so exciting about this? What could you see in a data warehouse? Well, in this scenario, you might store things like the loyalty program information, or the fact that I'm a VIP, or a member of a household, or that I'm part of the Twilio account, or even attending a Signal event. It's really common for this kind of data to be stored in a data warehouse. And now we can link this data together with the unified profile without copying data, and make an even larger and more powerful data set. Linked capabilities let you link important data in the data warehouse with the unified profile. And our new linked audiences, it lets marketers build audiences out of all of that data with just clicks. OK, so we have all the data, but how do we use it to deliver personalized offers? And can a small marketing team really pull this off? Well, that's where AI comes in. AI takes the things you would do if you had had lots of people and helps you do them at scale. We have done a lot with AI in the last year. I love what we have been doing. But I'm excited to share two new AI capabilities to help all of you. Last year, we built AI predictions, and we found companies were often trying to predict not just that someone would buy something, but which product or product category. So we built AI recommendations, which helps teams easily predict which customers are the best fit for each offer. The other thing we saw is that as companies were using these predictions, they were spending a lot of time building an audience to target the offer. So we built generative audiences to help teams get the job done faster and with less training. Generative audiences uses a simple text prompt to describe what I'm trying to do, and then it builds it for me. So now you take all of these tools and connect them with either our email API or any of our multi-channel partners to deliver these offers to customers, and suddenly you are sending personalized marketing messages at scale. Now, personalization, it's actually not just about making consumers feel good. We want them to feel good, but it's also about delivering business results. One of our beta customers, a global business supplies retailer, they ran an email campaign with our recommendations targeting customers most likely to purchase Apple products, and they saw an incredible 600% increase in sales per email. This is incredible. So let's recap. How did we make this all happen? Well, first, the unified profile combined with your data warehouse, now through our new linked audiences capabilities, that's what makes personalization possible. And then AI capabilities like recommendations and generative audiences, it makes it easier, even for small teams. And all of these capabilities are available for you now. I must confess, linked audiences is actually going GA next week, but I'm calling it close enough. So please talk to your rep to get started. We've just talked about how to make marketing easier and better for customers, but what about the other types of customer engagement? Especially those things that are not so fun, like a fraud alert. Personally, I believe those interactions are actually the most important to get right, because consumers are really hard on us around those kinds of experiences. And it's hard to do it at scale. And the companies that do it best, well, many of them have thousands and thousands of agents to pull it off. So to help all of you, especially those of us with small teams, we've built personalized virtual agent. It's the power of AI and that same unified profile that we just used in marketing that can scale your customer care. Unified profile, it doesn't just capture traits, but it also captures events. So if you received a fraud alert, we would have that data. And then combined with IVR, we can leverage the events or the traits to drive a personalized experience. We've built a simple demo patterned after a recent fraud alert that I received to show you how this would work. The demo uses unified profile, Google's Dialogflow, and the personalized virtual agent. Now, this is an extra sensitive situation, so we take an extra step to make sure we're talking to the right
Hello,
person.
Bill. Welcome to Owl Bank. For verification purposes, can you please share last four of your SSN with me?
3472.
Are you calling about a fraud alert notification on your credit card ending in 7608? Or are you calling for something else?
Yes, I received an SMS about a fraud alert.
Please confirm that the $4,900 charge at AB Electronics is a fraudulent charge.
Yes, I never made that charge.
I am sorry that you had to suffer this. We have blocked this transaction and put a hold on the credit card ending in 7608. We will, however, have to send you a new card. I will send you a new card by next Wednesday at 1600 MLK Drive. Does that work?
Well, I'm traveling right now. Can you send the card to my hotel?
Sure, that's not a problem. Can you please tell me the address I should send the card at?
I am at 780 Mission Street, San Francisco, California, 94103.
Okay, I have updated the mailing address. To summarize, I have blocked the charge. You will not be charged $4,900. I have canceled the existing card and issued a new one that will arrive at 780 Mission Street, San Francisco, California, 94103 tomorrow. You will need to sign for this card. Is this okay?
Yes, that's fantastic.
Great. I will email the summary as well as the tracking number to bill.smith@gmail.com. Call us back if you have any questions. Goodbye.
Isn't that incredible? The power of AI and customer data is here. But it doesn't end there. Now, imagine your fraud scenario was not so straightforward. And actually, mine wasn't. So you have to talk to a human agent. Well, unified profile and agent copilot makes it easy for an agent to resolve cases with consumers. So let's see how this would work with a human.
When the call comes in, the agent can immediately see the most relevant information about Bill readily on their Unified Profiles dashboard on Flex, including an AI-generated highlights section that quickly summarizes the situation, including the fact that Bill has called in about a fraudulent charge and that he's currently in London. The agent can also take a look at the virtual agent transcript, as well as the virtual agent interaction summary, both generated in real time, in order to gather this critical context. The agent also notices that Bill is a frequent traveler, with the vast majority of his credit card transactions occurring in the travel category, which is a computed trait we have gathered from Unified Profiles.
Hello, Bill. This is Nicole. I see here you had a fraudulent charge on your Platinum card ending in 7608, and you need a new card sent to you in London. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm out of town right now, but I would like to get that card as soon as I can.
Completely understood, Bill. Let me get that shipped out to you now with our fastest delivery possible. What's the address of your hotel?
71 Cherry Court, Suite 118 in London.
The agent can make use of the contextually populated web application inside of Flex to quickly service Bill's needs.
Okay, 71 Cherry Court, Suite 118, zip code EC836YR. Shipping it now. And it should arrive by tomorrow evening. Do you have any questions?
Thanks. And yeah, can you tell if any of my other charges might be fraudulent?
With the History panel in Unified Profiles, the agent can take a look at Bill's most recent events, all populated in real time.
Happy to take a look. I see your other recent charges took place in London, and none have been marked as suspicious. Would you like me to read them out for you?
No, that's okay. They're probably me then.
Sounds good. Also, I see here that you're a frequent traveler. As a thank you for being a loyal Owl Bank member for nearly 10 years, I'd like to upgrade you for access to the airport lounge at no cost to you.
Okay, thank you. That's very nice of you.
It's my pleasure. Can I help you with anything else today?
No, thank you. Really appreciate it. Bye.
Goodbye.
When the call ends, Agent Copilot automatically calculates the sentiment, disposition, and summary of the conversation. No need for the agent to spend any time on that anymore.
Whether it's a virtual agent or the agent Copilot, we're making these engagements personalized. And Agent Copilot available in Spanish and Portuguese. Now there's, yes. Now there's another AI unlock here. Many of you probably record calls for training and analysis purposes. And those recorded calls can be transcribed and analyzed through voice intelligence, which provides critical insights on compliance, agent performance, and ensures companies can quickly adapt. Let's take a look. Voice intelligence provides language operators like sentiment or summarization and classification. And you can see here the call being correctly tagged as an unauthorized transaction. You can also see here for the fraud use case that we're denoting important details about verification and actions taken. We've also heard from customers that they want these outputs in the format of their choosing, like JSON payloads that provides key value pairs like you see here. And then finally, going beyond just one transcript and looking at multiple and deriving trends and patterns across the various conversations. And it's not just trends. It's things like topics or named entities or even how well we're doing at PII detection. And what if you could take all of this and aggregate it into insights about your business? Overall topics being discussed, sentiment, and more. Personalization at scale, it delights customers, but it can also transform how we run our business. So let's recap. Personalized virtual agent, which includes the unified profile, allowed me to have a real conversation and resolve a fraud issue without needing a human agent. But then When I needed to talk to a human, Agent Copilot helped the agent with insights and data, call summaries, and sentiment. And then finally, the data in these calls, it was secured and protected, but then turned into insights for the whole business. Most of what I just shared with you is in beta, but we are so excited about getting you all going on these incredible customer experiences. So please reach out to your rep to get access. Okay, we've talked a lot about using data to drive personalization, but we also need to make sure we have the channels. And this is critical. According to a survey we did, we found that consumers in your region have precise demands on how they're communicated with. In fact, a staggering 98%, so close to 100. Consumers in Latin America, they expect brands to use their preferred communication channels. So I'm excited to share with you new capabilities in messaging and voice. Now, most of you are probably used to receiving messages that only contain text, unrecognized numbers, they have links that are scary to click, and we get nervous, so you ignore them or block them. But what if that message came from a number that's branded and verified? You're much more likely to trust it. In fact, 75% of consumers who receive a branded text said it increased their trust in the communication. And Twilio is really focused on trusted branded communications across all of the channels, because it's the difference between engagement and ignoring or deleting. For messaging, Rich Communication Services, or RCS, makes it possible to deliver branded messages. And even better, over the next couple of quarters, RCS will offer capabilities to make the messages really interesting, engaging, and personalized. For example, I can include interactive messages or carousels where my customers can swipe through products, or even attach a map. This was originally launched only through Verify, but soon it will be available through our messaging API. RCS as a protocol is now available in Brazil, and Mexico just signed last week. So these regions are here and ready to go. You can request the upgrade to RCS on our webpage or from your account manager. And we're really excited. Google is here today, and they will be having a deeper dive on how they implement RCS. So please join us for a session at 4 p.m. The second exciting update is around WhatsApp. This is the platform for Brazil. WhatsApp is bringing voice for business. Businesses have been using messaging with their customers, but we all know there are times when a call is appropriate. And now you can have seamless message and voice interactions with your customers. This is big, guys. This is awesome. We have been a launch partner with Meta and have inbound calling available in private beta. And never fear, outbound calling is coming soon. And even better, if you already support voice, you'll be able to use WhatsApp voice right in your existing workflows. We're so excited about this, and I am thrilled to welcome Director of Business Development, Partnerships for Americas at Meta, Tarcísio Ribeiro.
These beautiful things that I've got, please stay. I want to, I need to walk on.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Thanks for the invite, Catherine.
Yes, thank you so much for being here and for being such a great partner. We know WhatsApp is so important in Brazil and throughout Latin America. So share with us some of the fun data or Twilio customer examples that you see in this region.
Of course. I mean, Brazil is a very unique market, and we have done a research with the Boston Consulting Group this year. And when you look into the Brazilian market, most of the users access the internet using a mobile device. As a matter of fact, 99% of the people use at a certain point a mobile device to access the internet. These users on this study have also reported that they have been experiencing fatigue because of the amount of information that they receive, the number of devices that they need to connect with, and the number of applications that they have on their device. So I'll get some more information here about that I think it is very relevant for this conversation. I'm not sure if you know that 89% of online users agree that a message is the quickest and most reliable way to communicate with a business. The other interesting data is that 75% find it much more personal than a human interaction. 81% say they trust a business more if that business has a way to communicate with them through messaging.
Interesting. Yes, messaging is here to stay. That's what that tells us. That's awesome. Now, we see some trends that are unique to this region. A couple of things, like one, Brazilians are early adopters of technology. You guys are awesome. And another fun thing is you're lovers of audio messages. In fact, 4 times more than any other country. What's going on here? How do you see this impacting the adoption of WhatsApp business calling that we just talked about?
Yeah, that is actually the most exciting news of this conference, I bet.
Of course.
I know I'm biased. Now, it is true. Brazilians are super users of voice on WhatsApp. They have been using this extensively since the inception of WhatsApp. But the reality is, this is not a phenomenon that happens only in Brazil. Almost half of the world population that uses our app say that they would like to have voice as a way to communicate with the business. For very simple tasks, like some of the tasks that we show here today, you can communicate and use messaging to solve your problems. I travel extensively. When I get into an airplane, American Airlines roll out the red carpet for you. I will send them the bill for this free advertising. It's not going to be free. Well, when I need to change a flight, or I need to confirm the reservation, or I need to order a special meal, it is very easy to go into the website or into their app on the phone and do that. However, sometimes I land in an airport and I had a flight cancellation. Those of you that were traveling during the issues that we had with the security company and one of the big platforms know that when something like this happens, it is very unique, it is very unusual. The app is not going to help you solve that problem. You can start on the app, but eventually, or on a messaging service, but eventually what's going to happen, you're going to get stuck and not find the exact prompt on the menu that you need to use. Then you need to call customer service. The benefit of having WhatsApp voice is that now you don't need to actually get out of the app when you're communicating with your preferred airline. Pick up the phone, call an agent, and explain what you're doing. On WhatsApp, you'll be able to click the phone button. A call is going to be immediately established. The agents that answer that phone, working with a platform like Twilio, can see the whole history of the conversation that happened at that point. They will know that I got stuck in LA trying to connect to my flight to San Francisco, for example, that my flight was canceled. They saw that I had to arrive in San Francisco maybe that night to have a meeting the next morning, and the agent already know exactly what my need is. They also know where I came from, if I check out luggage, and can start acting in all my business needs immediately, on my travel needs immediately.
Yeah, which is awesome. It's what we all want, to have that kind of experience. So, final question. What do you see as the future of notification and conversations here in Latin America? It's kind of a predict the future for us.
Yeah. So here, the uniqueness in Latin America, and especially in Brazil, is that here we have one single platform of communication. I mentioned in the beginning how people are facing fatigue of having too many apps. But it is not only about that. all of us here, we live in a bubble. We have phones on our pockets that actually have the capability of using LiDAR technology to recognize our face. Imagine that. The problem is that we live in a bubble. The majority of the population in the world carry phones that have 32 megabytes of memory on their pockets, and they don't want to use this to download the app of the bank, to download the app of the airline. Actually, they don't even fly. To download all sorts of apps that they need to communicate with their friends or different messaging applications. It would be much easier if they could have one app on their phones that they click and everything is embedded there. That's what we're doing. WhatsApp is going to become a super app that is going to evolve the conversational commerce experience, not only to what you do on the beginning. Right now, we're talking about very specific use cases, Catherine. We talk about a reservation, we talk about confirmation, but in reality, conversational commerce is much more than just a transaction. And what you saw here today are examples of a company that have expertise on maintaining a customer relationship. In the very near future, what is going to happen is that you're going to have here in Brazil a super app sitting in your phone where you'll be able to access the applications or the services of several companies, whether it's a travel company, a marketplace, a retail company. And from that channel, you will be able to not only buy products or be discovered by these companies to offer you products that are interested on, but you're going to establish a whole process of customer experience. You're going to maintain that customer experience, all inside a single app with security, privacy, and with support from partners like Twilio. And you will be able to call over the WhatsApp voice API starting next year.
Thank you, Tarcísio. That's a very exciting future. Again, very happy to be partners, and thank you for joining me on the stage today.
It is a pleasure to be with you and this amazing crowd. Please enjoy the rest of the conference.
Yes, thank you. And if you want to hear more about what's new for builders with WhatsApp, we'll be having a super class in the developer track this afternoon. As you can see, partners are a critical part of how we deliver on our mission to serve and enable your consumers across industries, geographies, and lots of use cases. And it's the dedicated support from our partners and our ISVs that ensures that all of you have the guidance and resources you need to achieve your business goals. Which is why I'm excited to welcome our next partner to the stage, VTEX. They are one of those partners, and I am so thrilled to have the founder and co-CEO and my friend of VTEX, Mariano Gomida de Faria.
Is someone getting the best, the best, the best,
Hello, hello. Boa tarde. Tudo bem?
Okay, so maybe not everyone knows about VTEX. So tell us about VTEX and your role.
So I'm founder and co-CEO of VTEX. VTEX is a commerce platform founded in Brazil and now present in 43 countries in the world. We run companies like Walmart, Electrolux, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Chanel, Adidas, Nike, and many others, like 2,400 enterprise companies using VTEX in 43 countries. And we are proud founded in Brazil and representing the engineering of Brazil.
Thank you. Now, we go back a little bit because we met through a company called Endeavor.org, which happens to be a Twilio.org customer.
Yes.
So Twilio brought us together before I was even at Twilio. You are now just doing incredible things. You're a massive tech leader here and an important customer and partner. How do you use Twilio? What's the role that Twilio plays for you?
I believe it is a fate or become a Twilio client or a Twilio partner or a Twilio user, right?
Yeah.
So I believe everybody here is in one of that category. That's
the circle.
That can be a KPI for the company, like to match one of those categories. So VTEX is a client. So we use SendGrid, we use API, so we use Twilio in some of our elements in our platform. We are also a partner because, as you know, we are a big sponsor of the concierge commerce, the conversational commerce. And if there is one country in the world that the conversational commerce will get, that's Brazil.
Yes.
So we are really proud of partnering with Twilio to create a new world of bypassing the old front end. I told Kathleen in the backstage that my main bet is that for the years to come, the front end will lose power.
Yes.
And conversation will gain power through unstructured conversational channels like SMS channel, voice, WhatsApp, and all those kind of unstructured way of doing business. So this is one of our bets. We believe Twilio is well positioning, has a suite that combines data, AI, and channeling communication. So it's a really honor to receive Twilio here in Brazil. And I'm going to switch to Portuguese for one thing. Vamos reconhecer uma coisa que pouca gente reconhece. A gente está chamando aqui empresas como Meta, como Twilio, e existem duas pessoas nessas empresas. Tarcísio é brasileiro e é um dos grandes executivos da Meta no mundo. O CEO da Meta no mundo é latino-americano, é brasileiro, é latino-americano. E a Thaís, cadê a Thaís? CRO global da Twilio, é brasileira. Então, uma salva de palmas ao indivíduo.
Tudo bem.
Sorry?
Tudo bem.
Now, I was recognizing the power and the talent of the Brazilian engineering leading global positions in companies like Twilio. So I was recognizing Thais and Tarcísio. That's a trend. The Brazilian engineering is conquering the world. So, yes, it's an honor to have you here.
Mariano, it is such a pleasure to have you here on the stage. This is really fun. We've been dreaming of this day for a long time. So I am very happy to have you here at the Twilio conference. Thank you so much for your partnership and for being a great customer.
I'm honored to be here and count on VTEX to distribute Twilio.
Yes, thank you. Yes. So I've talked a lot, but this is just a glimpse at how we're helping you make interactions smarter, providing context at your team's fingertips, and delivering personalization experiences everywhere. We've covered a lot today. We've covered products that are in market and releases that are coming soon. We've talked with important partners like Meta and VTEX. And all of this is in service of helping you to deliver personalization at scale today. So let's hear from some more customers on how they're doing this. E agora eu quero dar as boas-vindas ao Vice President da LATAM, Vivian Jones.
This time for Africa.
Muito obrigado, Catherine. Mariano, eu não sou brasileiro, mas vou tentar falar português. Eu sou muito orgulhoso dos resultados que estamos tendo aqui na região, lado a lado com vocês, nossos clientes. E como podemos continuar construindo um futuro incrível juntos. Acho que Khozema já descreveu muito bem nossa visão de interação personalizada com seus clientes. E como vocês podem escalar isso facilmente. E Catherine contou para vocês como isso realmente funciona. Agora, eu quero compartilhar com vocês alguns clientes que estão fazendo isso hoje. O que realmente nos entusiasma, a mim e a todos aqui na Twilio, é o trabalho incrível que vocês estão fazendo. Como estão construindo, inovando e atendendo aos seus consumidores. Eu sou muito, muito feliz por ter alguns dos nossos clientes aqui conosco para compartilhar como estão promovendo personalização em grande escala e vendo um ROI incrível para eles. Universidade UK é uma universidade online que atende adultos e profissionais na atividade da América Latina e nos Estados Unidos também. E o trabalho que eles têm feito com personalização, fechou uns resultados incríveis no engajamento de seus alunos. Para nos contar mais sobre o ótimo trabalho que eles estão realizando, está conosco o diretor de operações, Ivan Cantu. Agora eu vou mudar para espanhol para falar com ele. Iván, bienvenido. Cuéntanos sobre tu papel en la Universidad UCA y qué estaban buscando resolver.
Gracias, Villan. Gracias por la invitación. Bueno, te cuento, en la Universidad UCA somos una universidad de bajo costo que operamos en un mercado muy competitivo que es la educación en línea en Latinoamérica. Nuestro desafío ha sido desde 2018 que lanzamos nuestra primera licenciatura, dar educación de calidad y experiencias de valor a nuestros estudiantes operando a un muy bajo costo. En ese sentido, mi rol como director de operaciones ha evolucionado a ser un puente entre el área de tecnología y la operación del día a día para poder encontrar soluciones que nos permitan atender a nuestros alumnos de una forma sencilla y en los canales que nuestros alumnos necesitan y utilizan. Caso puntual es WhatsApp. Utilizando varias de las tecnologías que se han mencionado hoy, como es Unified Profiles, utilizando Segment y utilizando Flex, lo que hemos hecho es desarrollar unos bots de inteligencia artificial tanto para el área comercial como para el área de atención a alumnos que nos han permitido atenderlos vía WhatsApp de una forma muy eficiente, manteniendo una experiencia muy sencilla para ellos, siempre disponible y siempre accesible. Utilizando Agent Copilot, lo que logramos es que cuando inevitablemente una persona termina llegando a nuestros agentes humanos, esta persona tenga toda la información que va a necesitar para atender al cliente en una sola pantalla de forma sencilla.
Wow, increíble. Como Catherine estaba mencionando ahorita, los nuevos productos y ya tenemos clientes en Latinoamérica que los están usando. Pero además, increíble ver cómo una universidad en línea utiliza soluciones conversacionales como WhatsApp. Cuéntanos ahora, ¿por qué Twilio?
Bueno, son dos principales razones, diría yo. La primera es la omnicanalidad. Tenemos la oportunidad de, por ejemplo, mucho de esto que estamos utilizando en WhatsApp, reutilizarlo. Estamos desarrollando un nuevo caso de uso que va a ser a través de WebChat. Va a seguir la misma lógica, va a utilizar el WebChat de Twilio con la posibilidad de llegar a Flex en caso de que sea necesario. Y esta flexibilidad que nos da Twilio para construir nuestras herramientas y poder reutilizarlas y desplegarlas en diferentes canales es algo que valoramos mucho. La segunda razón, también en línea con lo que se ha mencionado hoy, es el acceso a los datos. Nosotros tenemos la posibilidad de acceder a toda la información de los estudiantes de una forma muy sencilla, sin tener que construir todo eso por nosotros mismos, ya que Twilio nos los provee.
Wow, increíble. Increíble ver cómo compañías en la región están evolucionando y los retos que tienen para solucionar con los diferentes canales y de verdad migrar a una verdadera experiencia omnicanal usando las plataformas de Twilio. Iván, cuéntanos qué resultados has visto.
Bueno, nuestro bot, por ejemplo, el de atención a alumnos, hoy en día nos permite manejar el 70% de las preguntas de los estudiantes sin la necesidad de llegar a un agente humano. Además, nos ha permitido mantener un nivel de satisfacción de 4.7 sobre 5 entre los estudiantes, lo cual es una mejora respecto a lo que teníamos cuando solamente la interacción era humana. Y por último, nos está dando muchas eficiencias operativas en términos de costos, ya que se puede manejar tanto un mayor volumen de leads en la parte comercial como atender a una mayor cantidad de estudiantes con un número menor de operadores que por otro lado están más preparados para realmente hacer una diferencia cuando eventualmente atienden a los estudiantes.
Wow, increíble, increíble. Muchas gracias, Iván. De verdad, unos resultados increíbles.
Gracias, Miguel.
El trabajo que están haciendo ellos es realmente muy, muy importante. De verdad, no es solo tratar de recibir y responder llamadas, sino también ver cómo esto apoya el camino para que los estudiantes tengan éxito en la universidad y realmente se puedan graduar. La Universidad UCA ha logrado una tasa de graduación del 40%, con la primera cohorte que lanzaron 5 años atrás. muy por encima de un promedio regional de solo el 17%. Realmente impresionante, impresionante. Voy a regresar a un poco de português para continuar com a agenda. Outra organização que está fazendo um trabalho impressionante é a Unicef México. A Unicef México é uma organização sem fins lucrativos que trabalha para promover as políticas e expandir o acesso aos serviços que protegem a todas as crianças. E eles são muito focados nos resultados, especialmente quando se trata de arrecadação de fundos, para possibilitar o excelente trabalho que eles estão realizando. Para compartilhar mais sobre isso, é um prazer receber o diretor de arrecadação digital, Theo Roy.
Você chegou, quase me matou. Foi daquele jeito, todo baile parou. Quase me levou todo no ar.
Volto para español. Hola Teo, bienvenido. Cuéntanos sobre tu rol en UNICEF México.
¿Qué tal, Vivian? Muchas gracias. Bueno, como decías, UNICEF trabaja por los niños y niñas alrededor del mundo, desde la Dirección de Recaudación de Fondos Digitales. Pues nuestro principal tema es crecimiento de audiencias y eficiencia al utilizar los recursos. El retorno de inversión para nosotros es fundamental porque cada dólar, cada peso invertido tiene que verse reflejado en beneficios para la niñez alrededor del mundo. Así que estamos súper enfocados en eso. Tenemos dos productos básicamente, que son donantes recurrentes, que es gente que dona mensualmente, y donativos únicos, que es gente que hasta el momento hacía solo un donativo a lo largo del año.
Wow, entiendo ese reto de crecer en canales digitales y realmente poder cubrir nuevas audiencias, como lo mencionaba Teo. Y como muchos de nosotros acá en el auditorio nos pasa que a través de los datos, la inteligencia artificial, podríamos dar paso a mejorar el retorno sobre la inversión de cada iniciativa que emprendemos. Teo, cuéntanos cuál era el problema que intentabas resolver.
Bueno, cuando empezamos a valorar Twilio como solución, lo que teníamos era una serie de sistemas que se habían desarrollado hacia ya muchos años específicos para cada área de recaudación en la que trabajaba UNICEF. Entonces, para nosotros lograr entender mejor a nuestros donantes, pues requería que centralizáramos la información que teníamos de ellos en algún lugar, que pudiéramos aprovechar toda esta información, sobre todo con un objetivo principal que era que los donantes únicos, que hasta ese momento hacían solo una donación al año, hicieran más de un donativo al año, ¿no? Entonces ahí fue donde empezamos a valorar Segment y otras herramientas de Twilio para esto.
Wow, he visto esto en muchos clientes que realmente visito en la región, donde su principal reto siempre es aprovechar la información existente en esos sistemas legados que comentaba Teo, y cómo nuestra plataforma de comunicación omnicanal lo hace posible lograr. También he visto, por ejemplo, cuando esos clientes se enfocan en interactuar con sus consumidores en sus canales de preferencia e incrementan sustancialmente esa recurrencia. Cuéntanos, Teo, ahora, ¿cómo lo resolviste?
Bueno, pues decidimos implementar Segment como parte como un CDP para centralizar todos estos datos que teníamos, interconectarlo con todas las herramientas que teníamos, además de utilizar Twilio Studio y SendGrid para lanzar las comunicaciones, y a partir de ahí empezamos a lanzar flujos automatizados, personalizados para cada tipo de donante. Identificamos que había donantes que querían saber más de emergencias, otros que querían saber más de malnutrición, en fin. Eso se juntó en un momento donde el despliegue lo estábamos haciendo cuando llegó el huracán Otis a México, que fue un huracán que afectó mucho el sur y dejó destruidas varias zonas de las comunidades. Así que cuando hicimos el despliegue, uno de los primeros ejercicios que lanzamos fue sobre el huracán Otis. Ahí pasamos de tener un 0% de la base que hacía un donativo extra a 20% de la base que había hecho un donativo. Con los recursos que obtuvimos a partir de ese ejercicio, logramos restablecer toda la infraestructura hídrica que se había destruido en Acapulco, en México, y logramos impactar a más de 250,000 niños que no tenían acceso a agua potable en ese momento. En menos de una semana ya lo habíamos logrado.
Wow, con 20% de clientes haciendo donaciones extra durante todo el año, ya podemos decir que ese retorno sobre inversión fue prácticamente inmediato. Y mencionas Segment, nuestra plataforma de datos de cliente. ¿Cómo logras construir esa huella digital de tus donantes y poderles diseñar esas experiencias memorables que yo hablaba al principio? Es increíble. Mirando hacia el futuro, ¿cuáles son tus planes?
Utilizar todas las herramientas que acaban de presentar.
Muy bien.
No, para nosotros la retención es muy importante, entonces estamos trabajando ya mucho sobre esto. Tenemos cada vez más audiencias jóvenes que se convierten en donantes, que buscan esta hiperpersonalización, que necesitamos saber en qué momento hablarles, a través de qué canales hablarles, así que estamos completamente enfocados a eso.
No, increíble. Gracias, Teo.
Un placer.
Un trabajo de verdad impactante y cómo desde Twilio.org ayudamos a los clientes precisamente a generar impacto global. Creo que esos retos conectan perfectamente con nuestro mensaje hoy sobre cómo lograr una hiperpersonalización a escala, cómo por medio de los datos, de la inteligencia artificial y los canales de preferencia se logra de verdad conectar. Finalmente, aqui no portunhol colombiano, vocês ouviram muito de nossa personalização, que podem ver o quanto fundamental é ela para possibilitar e impulsar esse trabalho amplamente impactante que estão fazendo a diferença nas vidas das pessoas e no mundo. Agora, eu gostaria de receber novamente o Khozema para encerrar a nossa apresentação.
Obrigado, Vivian. It's the incredible work that all of you do that has really inspired all of us from the very beginning and continues to do so. We are immensely proud to be your partner. The possibilities in the realm of customer engagement, as I hope you could see from the presentations, are honestly endless. But personalization at scale, that's the unlock. And you all now have the power to transform your consumers' experiences to drive deep connection and business impact. And we, as Twilio, we have the platform and the tools to help you reach your consumers, and importantly, the unified profile to help you do that meaningfully. So starting right now, you can unlock the promise of AI and deliver personalization at scale, today and in the years to come as you grow and evolve your businesses. And we will be with you every single step of the way. So listen, we have a great day planned for you. And right after this, you can check out the community hall outside this room to see demos, talk to our experts, and get hands-on with everything that you saw here. So thank you for your time, for your trust, and for your partnership. Let's have a great day. Thank you.